Hello, my name is James Cusack, and today I will be your presenter, guiding you through the controversial topic of cultured meat production. This website aims to explain the benefits and potential of cultured meats, while also outlining the current situation of the industry and the ongoing ethical debate surrounding synthetic meat. As demand for meat and animal products skyrocket worldwide, many governments have begun to seek new alternatives to an ever-increasing shortage of products. Cultured meat, a synthetic meat created in labs, could prove to be the defining technology in the next few decades, as it has the potential to solve a rising global shortage of food, spur scientific innovation in the fields of cell development and cloning, and create environmentally friendly methods of meat production. Yet, the excitement in the scientific world for the new technology comes with fierce debate over the ethics and morals of this new breed of industry. For decades, the worldwide livestock industry has been under heavy flack from environmentalists, consumers, and animal protection organizations alike for improper treatment and procedures, leaving many hoping for an alternative to livestock products without having to forfeit meat and other animal produce. This need was finally answered when, in 2013, a Dutch group successfully synthesized the planet's first burger composed of fully cultured cells, proving the idea of synthetic meat possible and kickstarting a new cultured meat industry. Cultured meat is the idea of producing synthetic meats composed of muscle tissue, cells, taken harmlessly from an animal and raising these cells in a lab environment, eventually producing a biological sample of muscle tissue very similar to that of the original animal. By managing the proper replication of muscle tissues and fibers, scientists are able to create healthy and nutritious cultured meat samples. Although there are many synthetic products both available and in development, such as milk, egg whites, and leather, this website will primarily focus on the development of animal meat, specifically beef from cows, as there is substantial research and industry behind synthetic beef. Creating cultured beef is a very complex process, requiring many separate biological procedures, and remains an incredibly new technology. As a result, much of the research on this topic is currently unfinished, and this website may become quickly outdated due to the rapid pace of development. Since 2013, new innovations in the industry have been consistent, and with increased global interest in the new technology, research and development is predicted to exponentially increase over the next few years. The main method of producing cultured muscle cells is to take myosatellite cells, known also as muscle stem cells, and raise them in a controlled culture medium that accelerates cell division. Myosatellite cells are naturally present in many animals and create new muscle tissue when areas of the muscle is damaged. This feature makes myosatellite cells key to the process of raising cultured meat. Once the cells are implanted into a nutrient-rich growth medium, they begin to proliferate as they would inside of an animal. Natural growth hormones, such as the proliferation process, take place in large industrial-sized bioreactors. These bioreactors act as a metal apparatus for the growing cell, emulating the environment as myosatellite cells would experience inside the cow. As the number of cells in the medium increases, they begin to differentiate into specific fibers of muscle and different types of tissue. This is possible due to the pluripotency of the muscle stem cells, which can differentiate into a small number of different specific muscle cells that are required to make a functional muscle. After evaluating the costs and expenditures, producing cultured meat on an industrial-sized level with the current technology will be no easy feat and would be incredibly expensive. Despite having access to much of the needed technology, such as the bioreactors capable of culturing large quantities of muscle stem cells at once, providing the resources to effectively emulate the internal environment inside of a living organism, such as a cow, remains ludicrously expensive and is incredibly hard to make a profit on. In spite of these setbacks, With the rapid pace of progress and development of synthetic meat technology, we can expect to see large industrial-sized meat culturing facilities to emerge in the near future. Despite the technology not fully being in place for large quantity meat production, growing cultured meat is vastly superior to its natural counterpart in many aspects. Certain predicted benefits of cultured meat production include 78 to 96% less greenhouse gas emissions, 82 to 96% less water usage, 7 to 45% less energy usage, and most importantly of all, 99% less land usage. The graphic on the right symbolizes the reality of the benefits of cultured meat production. If all of the industry's meat is produced by cultured cells, it will lift a huge environmental strain on thousands of acres of farmland. There will no longer be a need for huge tracts of land dedicated solely to raising cattle, and no longer be a need for massive amounts of food to feed those cattle, which frees up even more land. This land can then be redirected to feeding thousands, perhaps millions across the globe, and will delay any huge environmental risks with food shortages and famines. Cultured meat is an incredibly promising technology that could potentially make meat products available to billions across the globe, but remains in a very early stage of development. In the present, the cultured meat industry faces a vast swathe of technical challenges, such as those posed by mimicking myogenesis and upscaling production to a profitable level. Consumer acceptance of the product will be a tough battleground to win, as seen with many holding reservations against GMOs, and some even condemning them. It is predicted that the cultured meat industry will face much of the same criticisms as that of the GMO industry, and will have to be prepared to counter and overcome public backlash to become a successful enterprise. As mentioned before, cultured meat provides significantly less strain on the environment. It is also less prone to biological risks. Furthermore, it can improve the nutritional health of consumers, as synthetic meat can be altered to remove non-essential fats and unhealthy parts of meats. It is also important to note that meat synthesis provides no waste products, so as conventional meat slaughterhouses will have carcasses that will have to be disposed of, synthesized meat does not produce any waste products. Finally, cultured meat is viewed as a much more moral way to treat animals, as it prohibits and prevents ruthless slaughter of the animal populations. Despite obvious benefits of cultured meat, there are many understandable concerns about the new technology. Genetic instability, for one, of the rapid cell divisions may lead to successive mutations in cultures. Although the general public should not be afraid of mutated meat, it is more of a problem of clogging up machinery, as mutated meat will be obviously unusable and will have to be cleaned out. The frequency of this happening is unknown, but it is a knowable risk that will have to be acknowledged. Next, the cost of mass-producing cultured meat with the current technology at hand is nigh impossible. Unfortunately, due to the incredibly expensive cost of synthesizing mass quantities of cultured meat, it is a very unattractive investment for investors as of current. Despite massive progress being made in the past few years, the industry remains unfortunately unprofitable. Finally, there is a known public fear of eating lab meat, also called frankenmeat. Many are concerned with eating something that wasn't meant to exist. Now, although this is an understandable concern, it is honestly quite foolish, as synthetic meat has been proven to be much healthier and more nutritious, as well as safer for the general public, as it eliminates all risks of natural contamination. Thank you very much for listening, and I hope you come out of this presentation with more knowledge about cultured meat.